Once, in a small village nestled at the foot of a mountain, there lived a wise old monk named Zenji. Known for his profound wisdom and extraordinary insight, people from distant lands would journey to seek his guidance. Among his many gifts, the most mysterious and sought after was his ability to read minds. One day, a young and ambitious samurai named Taro arrived at the village, determined to learn the secret of reading minds. Taro had heard tales of Zenji's prowess and believed that mastering this skill would make him invincible. He approached Zenji, bowing deeply in respect. "Master Zenji," Taro began, "I have come to learn the art of reading minds. Please, teach me your ways." Zenji looked at the eager young samurai and smiled gently. "Very well, Taro. But to learn this art, you must first understand something about yourself. Follow me." Zenji led Taro to a serene garden filled with blooming flowers, tranquil ponds, and chirping birds. They sat by a pond where fish swam lazily, creating ripples on the water's surface. "Observe the fish," Zenji instructed. "Tell me what you see." Taro watched the fish intently, trying to find some hidden meaning. "I see fish swimming in the pond, master. They create ripples as they move." Zenji nodded. "Good. Now, close your eyes and listen." Taro closed his eyes and listened to the sounds around him, the gentle rustling of leaves, the distant chirping of birds, and the soft lapping of water against the shore. After a few moments, Zenji spoke. "What did you hear, Taro?" "I heard the leaves rustling, birds chirping, and water lapping," Taro replied. Zenji smiled again. "Very good. Now think about what you saw and heard. The fish create ripples, just as your thoughts and actions create ripples in the world around you. To read minds, you must first understand these ripples." Zenji continued. "Reading minds is not about hearing thoughts but sensing the ripples they create. It is about observing and understanding the subtle cues and emotions that people express through their actions and words." Taro was puzzled but intrigued. "How can I learn to sense these ripples, master?" Zenji stood up and beckoned Taro to follow him to the village square. There they saw a merchant arguing with a customer. The merchant's face was red with frustration, while the customer waved his arms angrily. "Watch and listen," Zenji said softly. Taro observed the scene carefully. He noticed the tension in the merchant's shoulders, the way the customer clenched his fists, and the rising pitch of their voices. "What do you see?" Zenji asked. "I see anger and frustration," Taro replied. Zenji nodded. "Now look deeper. What do you think they are truly feeling?" Taro thought for a moment. "The merchant is worried about losing a sale. The customer feels cheated." "Exactly," Zenji said. "Their actions and words are the ripples. To read minds, you must attune yourself to these ripples and understand the emotions beneath them." Over the following months, Taro practiced diligently. He observed people in the village, paying close attention to their body language, tone of voice, and expressions. Gradually, he became more adept at sensing the emotions behind their actions. One day, a troubled villager approached Taro. "My son has been distant and withdrawn. I do not know how to reach him. Can you help me?" Taro visited the villager's home and observed the boy. He noticed the boy's downcast eyes, the way he fidgeted nervously, and his reluctance to speak. Taro sensed the ripples of fear and sadness emanating from the boy. "He is scared," Taro told the villager. "He feels misunderstood and alone. Speak to him with kindness and patience, and he will open up to you." The villager followed Taro's advice, and over time, the boy began to trust and confide in his father. The family was grateful, and word of Taro's newfound ability spread. Years later, Taro returned to the garden where his journey began. He found Zenji meditating by the pond and bowed deeply. "Master, I have learned to sense the ripples and understand people's emotions. But I still do not truly read minds as you do." Zenji opened his eyes and smiled. "Taro, you have learned the essence of reading minds. It is not about hearing thoughts, but about understanding the ripples of emotions and intentions that people create. You have achieved more than you realize. Taro finally understood. The art of reading minds was not a mystical power, but a profound empathy and awareness of the world around him. He thanked Zenji and continued to use his skills to help others, becoming a wise and compassionate leader. And so, the legend of the samurai who could read minds grew, not through supernatural abilities, but through the simple, profound power of understanding and empathy.